Welcome, brothers, to Stoic Golden Tribe, a place where men are not only reminded of their strength, but are challenged to rise above weakness, fear, and the storms of life. Today's message is one every man must hear. Every man must face the storm before he finds his strength. You see, no man becomes great in comfort. No man discovers his true power when life is easy. It is the storm, the struggle, the heartbreak, the betrayal, the failures that shapes you into who you were meant to be. The storm is not your enemy, it is your training ground. History has shown us that the strongest men were not born from luxury. They were forged in fire, hammered by pain, and strengthened by trials. And if you, brother, are walking through your storm right now, understand this. You are not being destroyed, you are being prepared. In this video, we will break down why storms are necessary, how to endure them, and how to come out not just alive, but stronger, wiser, and unshakable. So stay with me until the end, and if you're new here, join our tribe by liking, sharing, and subscribing. And don't forget to comment your thoughts below. I want to know what storm you're facing right now and how you're fighting through it. Because remember this, storms don't last forever, but strong men do. Chapter 1. The Storm as a Man's Test. Every man, at some point in his journey, will be forced to walk through a storm. This storm will not always come with thunder, rain, or lightning. It will often come in the form of hardship, loss, betrayal, or failure. It will come in silence when you least expect it, and it will shake you to the very core of who you are. For some men, the storm begins with heartbreak. A woman he thought would stand by him forever walks away. For another, it is the crushing weight of financial collapse, working tirelessly yet still falling behind. For others, it is the pain of being overlooked, underestimated, or forgotten despite giving their all. And sometimes the storm is internal, the silent battle against fear, depression, or the haunting question, am I enough? But here is the truth, brother. Storms are not punishments, they are tests. The storm is not there to destroy you, it is there to reveal you, because no man truly knows the strength inside him until life pushes him to his limits. Comfort may feel safe, but comfort never reveals who you are. Struggle does. Think of the strongest oak tree in the forest. Its roots did not grow deep in gentle sunshine. They grew deep because of storms, the violent winds, the pounding rain, the seasons of drought. Without the storm, the tree's roots would remain shallow, and at the first sign of hardship, it would fall. The storm forced it to dig deeper. And in the same way, your trials are forcing you to dig deeper into yourself, to find strength you didn't even know you had. A man who avoids storms, who hides from discomfort, who runs from responsibility, who fears pain, lives a life of weakness. He never discovers the power inside him because he never allows himself to be tested. But the man who steps into the storm, who stands firm even when his legs are trembling, discovers something rare, resilience. And resilience is the foundation of greatness. Brother, understand this. Storms are temporary, but what they leave inside you is permanent. The scars, the lessons, the discipline, they stay with you long after the storm has passed. And it is these scars that separate strong men from weak men. The weak man curses the storm, the strong man thanks it. So if you feel like your world is falling apart right now, if you feel abandoned, broken, or tested beyond your limits, don't run, don't break. Stand, because this storm is shaping you into a man who will not be moved when greater challenges come. You are not being punished, you are being prepared. Comment below. What storm are you facing right now in your life? Share it below, because your story may be the spark another man needs to face his own storm with courage. Chapter 2. History's proof. Men forged in storms. If you ever doubt that storms are necessary, look back at history. Every great man who left his mark on this world was forged in fire, tested in storms, and strengthened by suffering. Think of Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher. He didn't rule in peace and comfort. His reign was marked by wars, betrayals, famine, and plague. At one point, the Antonine Plague swept across the empire, killing millions. Marcus could have collapsed under the weight of despair, yet instead, he wrote words that still inspire men today. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. His storm forced him into wisdom, into calm leadership, into becoming a man whose strength guided an entire empire. Or consider Winston Churchill. Before he became the man who inspired a nation during World War II, he faced ridicule and rejection. He was blamed for military failures, pushed to the sidelines, and almost erased from politics. Yet it was precisely those storms of failure and humiliation that prepared him for the darkest storm of all, leading Britain against Nazi Germany. Without his storms, he might never have become the unshakable voice of courage when the world needed it most. Go even further back to Nelson Mandela. For 27 years he sat in a prison cell, separated from his family, stripped of his freedom, enduring isolation that would have broken most men. Yet when he walked out of that prison, he was not bitter, he was stronger. His storm taught him patience, resilience, and vision. And because he endured it, he was able to lead his nation out of the chains of apartheid. History also shows us men of philosophy like Socrates who faced the storm of execution for daring to speak the truth. He could have chosen silence to save his life. Instead, he embraced his storm, drank the hemlock, and left a legacy of wisdom that still echoes thousands of years later. And let's not forget the battlefield. Warriors throughout time, from the Spartans at Thermopylae to the samurai of Japan to soldiers in modern wars, understood the truth. Strength is only proven in storms. The Spartan king Leonidas didn't lead his men into comfort. He led them into impossible odds, knowing that courage shines brightest when surrounded by darkness. Their storm became their glory, and their courage became eternal. Even in faith and spirituality, the storm is central. In the Bible, Joseph was betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, and thrown into prison. Yet those storms prepared him for leadership in Egypt, where he rose to power and saved nations from famine. The pattern is always the same: suffering first, strength after. What do these men have in common? None of them were born strong. They were made strong by storms. The storm is the hammer, and the man is the iron. Each blow shapes him. Each trial tempers him. Each hardship adds to his strength, layer upon layer, until what remains is unbreakable. Brother, this is not just history, it is your story. You are no different from these men. The only question is, will you run from your storm or will you face it? Because hidden inside the storm is the man you were meant to become. Comment below. Which historical figure inspires you most when it comes to enduring storms? Share their name and why, because your perspective may inspire another man in this tribe. Chapter 3. The modern storms. Men must endure. Not every storm a man faces will be written in the pages of history. Some storms are silent. They happen in our daily lives, hidden from the world, and yet they are just as powerful in shaping us. Today, men face storms that can't always be seen with the eyes. These storms exist in the mind, in the heart, and in the quiet spaces of life where no one else is watching. And brother, if you are alive in this modern world, you have already felt them. One of the greatest storms men face today is the storm of loneliness. You can be surrounded by people, connected on every social platform, and yet feel completely alone. Many men carry their burdens in silence because society teaches them to be tough, to never cry, to never admit weakness. But the weight of silence can be crushing. Loneliness is a storm that tests your soul. Will you crumble under the isolation, or will you use it to build independence and self-mastery? Then comes the storm of rejection and failure. Every man will know the sting of giving his best, only to be told it wasn't enough. Whether it's a relationship that falls apart, a job you don't get, a business that collapses, or a dream that slips through your hands, it cuts deep. This storm has broken many men because they mistake failure for identity. But failure is not who you are, it is the teacher that prepares you for success. The man who keeps going after rejection is the man who eventually wins. There is also the storm of pressure. In today's world, men are expected to provide, to lead, to protect, to succeed. And if they fall short in any area, the weight of guilt and shame crushes them. This pressure pushes some men into despair, but for others, it becomes fuel. When you realize that pressure is not there to destroy you, but to sharpen you, you stop running from it. Diamonds are created under pressure, so are strong men. Another storm that silently rages is the storm of comparison. Every day, you scroll through your phone and see men with more money, more muscles, more success, more recognition. And without realizing it, you start measuring your worth against theirs. But comparison is a storm that robs you of peace. The truth is, your battle is your own. Your storm is uniquely yours, and comparing your journey to another man's will only weaken your spirit. The real fight is not to be better than another man, but to be stronger than the man you were yesterday. And perhaps the hardest storm of all is the storm of purpose. Every man at some point asks himself, why am I here? What am I really meant to do? Some drown in this storm, wandering through life without direction, living numb and empty. But those who endure this storm, those who wrestle with it instead of running from it, come out with clarity. They find meaning, and once a man has purpose, no storm can destroy him. The storms of today may not involve swords, prisons, or empires, but they are just as real, just as demanding, and just as shaping. Brother, the depression you fight in silence, the rejection you swallow, the responsibilities that weigh on your shoulders, the failures that haunt you, the loneliness that makes you question yourself. These are not here to kill you. They are here to build you. And here's the truth. The storm you are in right now may feel endless, but one day you will look back and realize it was the very thing that made you unshakable. Without it, you would never have discovered your true strength. So don't run, don't hide, don't numb yourself with distractions. Face your storm, because every step you take through it is shaping you into the man you were born to be. Drop a comment below and share what storm you are facing today. Not only does it free your own heart when you speak it, but your courage may be the light another man needs to fight his own battle. Chapter 4. Embracing the storm and rising stronger. The storm is not something to fear, it is something to embrace. For without the storm, a man never becomes who he was meant to be. But the question is, how do you face it? How do you not just survive, but rise stronger on the other side? The first step is acceptance. Too many men waste energy fighting reality, asking, why me? Why now? But brother, storms come to every man. No one escapes them. The sooner you accept that storms are part of the journey, the sooner you take away their power to paralyze you. Acceptance is not weakness, it is strength. It says, I may not control the storm, but I will control my response. The second step is discipline. A storm will tempt you to collapse, to escape through distractions, addictions, or giving up. But discipline keeps you steady. When life is falling apart, discipline becomes your anchor. Wake up early, train your body, read, journal, work with focus. Discipline creates order in chaos, and order gives you power when everything else feels uncertain. The third step is perspective. Every storm feels endless when you're in the middle of it. But storms don't last forever. They pass. What remains is the man you became because of them. When you shift your perspective and see hardship as preparation, not punishment, the pain becomes meaningful. As the Stoics taught, the obstacle is the way. That means the very thing standing against you is the thing that will make you unstoppable if you face it. The fourth step is resilience. Resilience does not mean you never fall. It means every time you fall, you rise. It means that no matter how many times life knocks you down, you refuse to stay down. Think about it. Storms break weak structures, but they only strengthen what is built to endure. Each time you get back up, you become harder to break. Each scar becomes proof that you are unshakable. The fifth step is faith in the process. Not blind faith, but the deep conviction that your storm is shaping you for something greater. Every man who has risen to greatness first walked through seasons of darkness that seemed meaningless, until one day everything connected. The pain had a purpose, the suffering had a reason, the storm had been the very thing preparing them for their destiny. You may not see it now, but one day you will look back and realize, that storm saved me. Finally, brother, the sixth step is action. The storm is not a place to stand still. It is a place to move forward, step by step, even when you cannot see the end. Action builds momentum, and momentum keeps despair away. You may not be able to fix everything in your life right now, but you can control your next step. And if you keep stepping, one day you'll look up and realize you walked through the storm and came out unbroken. But here's the deeper truth. The storm never truly leaves. Life will always send new trials, new battles, new moments of chaos, and that's not something to fear, it's something to honor. Because storms are not here to punish you, they are here to refine you. Each storm prepares you for the next. Each storm strips away weakness and builds a stronger, wiser, more disciplined man. Brother, the storm you are facing now is not the end of you, it is the beginning of your strength. You are being tested, shaped, and prepared for a future only strong men can handle. You are not the victim of the storm, you are the warrior being forged by it. So when the winds rise, when the rain pours, when life feels unbearable, stand tall. Do not curse the storm, thank it. For without it, you would never know the depth of your power, the fire of your spirit, or the strength of your soul. And remember this, storms don't break real men, they reveal them. Drop a comment below and share how you are choosing to face your storm today. Your courage could be the very thing another brother in this tribe needs to rise again. Brother, before we end, I want you to hear me clearly. The storm you are facing is not your enemy. It is your passage. It is the necessary fire you must walk through to become who you are destined to be. Think about it. If life were always easy, if everything came without struggle, would you ever grow? Would you ever develop strength, discipline, wisdom, or courage? Number. Ease makes men weak, but storms shape giants. Every man who has ever risen above mediocrity has walked through storms. They have endured loss, rejection, pain, and failure, and yet they came out not broken, but unbreakable. The same blood runs through your veins, the same fire lives inside you. The only difference is whether you choose to rise or to run. Brother, I know storms are heavy. I know they make you question yourself. They make you wonder if you're strong enough, if you'll ever make it out, if you're even meant for this fight. But hear this, the very fact that you are still standing, still breathing, still fighting, means the storm has not defeated you. You are stronger than you realize. The storm is a teacher. It strips you of illusions, of weakness, of comfort, and it shows you what truly matters. It forces you to dig deeper, to find strength that was buried beneath fear and doubt. And once you find that strength, no man, no situation, no future storm can ever take it away from you. This is why we are here, in the Stoic Golden Tribe. We are not men who seek an easy path. We are men who embrace the storms of life because we know they prepare us for greatness. We are forged in the fire, hardened by pain and strengthened by every trial that dared to stand in our way. So let me speak directly to you, brother. Whatever storm you are facing today, whether it is the storm of heartbreak, the storm of failure, the storm of financial pressure, the storm of loneliness, or the silent storm inside your mind, do not curse it. Do not run from it. Stand firm, because this storm will not last forever, but the strength it gives you will last a lifetime. When you rise from it, and you will be different. You will not just survive, you will transform. You will carry scars, yes, but those scars will tell the story of a man who did not quit when it was easier to give up. A man who faced the storm and walked out stronger. A man who others will look to for courage because you carry proof that storms can be endured. And when that day comes, when the storm finally clears, remember to reach back. Share your strength, speak your truth, Help another brother who is still walking through his storm, because storms are not just about your growth, they are about the growth of every man who sees your example and decides to keep fighting. So, brother, if this message has lit a fire inside you, then take action. Like this video. Share it with a man you know is in the middle of his own storm. Subscribe and walk with this tribe as we continue to grow together, not in comfort, but in courage. And before you go, drop a comment below. Tell us about your storm, because when you put it into words, you take away its power. And when you share it with your brothers, you give them strength to face their own.